Carnivore wrecked my testosterone. These 5 tips brought it back. Is tip number 1 going to be not following the carnivore diet?
Testosterone is 857. I take no drugs, no hormones. I never have. In this video, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, we can tell. You're skinny as shit and weak.
How to keep your testosterone above 800 after 40 years old. But those of you that are less than 40 years old, this also applies to you, because I know there are a lot of younger guys in their 20s or 30s or even late teens struggling with low.
What a weird way to construct a thesis. This is how to keep your testosterone above 800. Like there's only so much you can do as a natural to raise your testosterone. Like outside the basics, you know, eat a proper diet, exercise, get good sleep, minimize stress. There's nothing more you can do than that. Like, you're done. So if your testosterone ends up like at 500, well, that's as high as it's going to be unless you take testosterone. Like, I don't know what the taboo is with, oh, having high testosterone's a good thing, but you can only raise it so high naturally. Well, I guess you're just going to have to be, you know, fucked. Like, it's stupid. Like, take testosterone.
Low testosterone. So in this video, I'm gatekeeping nothing. I'm going to show you everything I do to keep my testosterone above 800. Let's go. Overtraining will crush your testosterone, just like undersleeping will. If you need pre-workout to go to the gym, you are underslept and undernourished. Eat a steak and take a nap and go to the gym tomorrow. So exercise is valuable.
The steak part isn't going to help. And if you're going to make the excuse that I don't feel like doing it today to not train, you're going to miss a lot of fucking training sessions. I can guarantee you.
Valuable, but don't overdo it. How do you know if you're overtraining? I'm going to tell you guys about the labs for testosterone in a minute, but I think the lab that's most useful is DHEAS ratio to cortisol. When your cortisol goes up and your DHEAS goes down, that's when you're overtraining. It's going to be different between different people. I feel like I can train casually 30 to 45 minutes every day and not overtrain. If you're lifting weights super hard, you're going to feel it when you're overtraining, right? You'll feel your libido go down. You'll feel your energy go down. You feel like you're not fresh in the gym.
So this guy trains like a bitch. This guy's a fucking pussy. So much wrong here. So first of all, DHEAS to cortisol ratio, that's just some horse shit he made up. Everyone's going to have different cortisol levels. Everyone's going to have different DHEAS. These are just hormones that do stuff in your body. And there's also a lot of dietary factors at play. There's genetic factors. There's other lifestyle factors. Secondly, there's, like, I don't know why you would figure arbitrarily keeping your testosterone at a certain level is going to be more beneficial to you than, like, exercising more. So, like, let's say there's an ideal amount of exercise for whatever, longevity, or maybe a sport that you're interested in, what have you. It may very well be the case the amount of training you need to do for whatever your goal is going to lower your testosterone a little bit, just because of the amount of stress you're under. Again, like, these numbers on the chart are just numbers on a chart. They're not telling you what, like, health outcomes you're going to have. And especially if your main interest is, like, serious athletics, like, if you're trying to be a professional athlete, you're just going to have to train a certain amount. There's no way around that. This guy is literally saying, don't train hard, don't exercise that much, just so that you have higher numbers on a chart.
It's all kind of triangulated with sleep. I think the cortisol, the DHEAS ratio, and I'll put the optimal ratio here on the screen for you guys, is what you want to check for overtraining, and then just go with your intuition. I think most people can go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week and be fine. If you're going to the gym 7 days a week, just keep this in mind, guys. And if your testosterone is dropping, you might want to dial this back. When I'm in the States, I come to the gym almost every day, but I don't go crazy, right? I'm not trying to crush myself. I will do push-pull type stuff, but I'm doing push-pull type stuff with my legs. I like sled pushes, and I like backwards walking. That helps my knees, the ligaments there to support for surfing,
yeah,
etc.
This pussy,
it's not too
this pussy literally doesn't even lift.
crazy. If I can do these outside, it's even better.
Like, it's so bizarre. This guy is talking about him not being able to train hard because if he does, he feels like crap and feels worn down. And like he says, his testosterone also goes down because he like ends up being so stressed out. Why don't you take testosterone? So then you will always have very high testosterone. You can make your testosterone practically whatever you want. Last blood test I had, my testosterone was at 4,000 nanograms per deciliter. I think it was like 4,100 to be exact. And then your testosterone, no matter what you do, will be super elevated. And you'll have more energy, and you can recover faster, and you can train more. You'll have more energy, you'll feel better. Like this guy is saying he can only train for 30 to 45 minutes a day. That is pussy-ass bitch shit. I was training like well over double that. Well over double that when I was natural. My weight training sessions were like about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, this guy, and then he's like complaining, oh, I don't feel so great, and I feel bad. Like, after only training 30 to 45 minutes, and he has to skip sessions? Like, it's just so bizarre. So this, why in the fuck would you not just take testosterone?
Working out outside is a huge hack, guys. You're getting ultraviolet.
Dude, this guy's shoulders look so bad.
It's even better. Working out outside is a...
He's lost muscle mass. Like, this guy keeps getting more and more wrinkly and emaciated by the day. How does this guy watch videos of himself and not figure, maybe I should, like, eat more and lift more and not spend so much time in the sun because I'm literally getting sunburnt and turned wrinkly?
Huge hack, guys. You're getting ultraviolet light from the sun,
which is bad for you and will age you and cause skin cancer,
which has actually been connected with more vitamin D and more testosterone.
Vitamin D does not have all that substantial of an effect on testosterone, and sunlight is not a reliable source for vitamin D. Just take a supplement.
You're getting infrared light from being outdoors, which improves mitochondrial function. Melatonin in all of your mitochondria come from infrared light. You're getting full spectrum light without the enriched blue like you get indoors. And the light outside is not flickering. That's stressful for our nervous system. You guys know this. The more time you spend outside, the better you feel. So if you can work out outdoors, even better. You're going to support your testosterone even better. In the gym, I like to do sled pulls.
There is no evidence for that.
To support my knees. Shout out to Ben Patrick. And sled pushes. I do pull-ups. I do a little bit of work for my core, some flutter kicks or some knee raises. And I'll do some mobility stuff in the gym. I might do
yeah, gay, easy shit. So this pussy is too afraid to lift weights.
Box jumps. And then I like to hit the punching bag. Again, do what you like to do in the gym. My gym workout is not magical. What we know is that strength training.
So this guy trains like a fucking pussy, only works out for like 30 to 45 minutes. And he says anything more than that, he feels run down and ruined. Like, this guy's a bitch. And then he's afraid to take testosterone.
Probably improves muscle mass and that supports testosterone. So do some strength training. Don't overdo cardio. That's going to crush your testosterone. I like to do some mix of strength and cardio through the punching bag.
He's doing like practically zero strength training.
You won't find any sympathy from me when it comes to the Palestines.
Likewise. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
When I'm in Costa Rica, I'm just surfing and doing pull-ups and some of maybe the martial arts stuff. So do what works for you in the gym, but don't overdo it. Don't crush yourself in training, because that will definitely tank your testosterone and get enough calories. We know very clearly that inadequate calories.
Five endurance trained men. Collected bi-monthly, 3 months after overtraining. So this is with endurance training, not even weight training. And there's probably multiple factors why endurance training might affect testosterone. One theory is that running, it makes your balls move up and down. And that kind of rapid acceleration, deceleration of the testicles over and over and over again when you're doing endurance training, that might damage the testicles in some way and stop testosterone production. Another theory is, like, because you're running and there's like friction between your legs and you're getting really warm, that might also heat up your testicles. He's like all he does is exercise and maintain a healthy body weight. That's it. It's pretty easy to look better than 99% of people when everyone's fat and nobody trains. Like, whatever. So he's extremely weak for a man, even though he keeps claiming, oh, vegan diets don't give you enough protein. Oh, vegan men are weak and all this shit. And then, like, he's fucking tiny and weak.
Will definitely tank your testosterone and get enough calories. We know very clearly that inadequate calorie consumption will tank your testosterone also. So don't do that, right? Get enough calories. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how I eat and how to compose your diet. I think that makes sense from an animal-based or just overall food for humans perspective. But don't restrict your calories. That's going to hurt your thyroid, which is connected to your testosterone. I've got a sauna tip that's super important for you guys when you're at the gym to maximizing your testosterone. So follow me into the sauna here. I'm going to show you a couple things. First thing is a sauna hat. There's actually pretty interesting studies showing that in a cohort of people, a sauna over 200 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly over 210, 215, actually increases dementia risk. So I always wear the hat in the sauna to protect my brain. And since this is a video about testosterone,
aren't hats like gonna keep your head warmer?
I brought some frozen beef. It's on brand to ice my nuts. There's good
I'm assuming he's gonna eat that afterwards.
evidence that if you're in the sauna, this is affecting your fertility negatively, decreased sperm count, decreased sperm motility. And you can say, oh, I don't care about getting to be pregnant. I don't want kids right now. But here's the deal. I don't think you can separate sperm production and hormonal health. So
Yeah, you can. If you're on steroids, your testosterone will be through the roof. Your fertility will be down.
when you go in the sauna, if you really want to protect your hormonal health, especially if you're over 40, ice your balls. You don't have to use a set of meat. I just did that for the video so you guys would appreciate that. But when I go in the sauna now, sauna hat, and so I'm back at the house and I just put all the food that I eat in like a day, obviously not the exact amounts on the table, but these are the foods I eat. There is evidence that all of this food in many ways supports testosterone production. The first thing to think about is what is not on this table. There are no seed oils on this table. There's actually
Seed oils do not lower testosterone.
the evidence that consumption of seed oils shrinks your testicles.
Let me guess. This was in mice, right? The intake of omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids was positively related to testicular volume, while the intake of omega-6 polyunsaturated fat and trans fat was inversely. Meat has omega-6 and trans fatty acids. So where is he getting this? Like, you can't not eat omega-6 fats. They're essential fats. So where is he getting this? What? And animal products have trans fat. Meat, particularly red meat, has trans fat, and cheese is even higher in trans fats. So, what? Like, okay. Someone's stupid.
Yes, I'll put a study here for you guys. So I'm not eating seed oils. I'm using beef tallow, and I've got some butter. I got this from a butcher shop here in Austin called Radius, an amazing butcher shop.
Yeah, so Paul's consuming some trans fats. By the way, you can look at research on saturated fat consumption and fertility parameters. Saturated fat is negative for fertility. It reduces sperm motility.
In fact, the meat is all from Radius. The stock is from Radius. There is a meta-analysis looking at fat types, and higher saturated fat diets were associated with more testosterone. I'll put a link to that one here too.
They are not. That's weird. Put a link to that, and then he didn't link it. So, let me see. Isn't that strange? He didn't flash the study on screen. Comparing the effects of low-fat versus high-fat diets on men's sex hormones. So this was not on high-saturated fat diets. This was on low versus high-fat. Significant decrease in sex hormones on low-fat versus high-fat diet. So this didn't even look at saturated fat. Fatty acid intake, relation to reproductive hormones. This is not the meta-analysis he was talking about. Yeah, that was the other study, air quality. So was that one even a meta-analysis? Wait. Or was that like... What even is this? So he found some systematic review and meta-analysis that some guy did. It's not even published in a medical journal. School of Allied Health and Community, University of Worcester. Joseph Whitaker and Kexon Wu. JoeWhitakerNutrition.com. And it wasn't even about saturated fat. It was about total fat intake. So this is where the study was published. So he just cherry picks complete garbage. And that's why he didn't show it on screen, by the way. Because if he did, he'd be embarrassed and there'd be people calling him out. Probably in his own comment section, stating that had nothing to do with saturated fat.
Actually had the guy who did that study on my podcast a while ago. So your diet is probably one of the biggest absolute levers in testosterone production. What else am I eating to support testosterone? I'm getting enough calories. So I'm eating squash, blueberries, I'm getting honey. I love the lineage honey. Organic, raw, glyphosate-free. It's hard to find honeys like that. I'm getting fruit, organic oranges, apples, avocado. I don't fear fat. I don't fear sugar in fruit. I don't fear calories. I got some eggs, tons of nutrients in eggs that are supporting testosterone production. Selenium, B vitamin.
Eggs are not particularly high in nutrition, and again, you can't even eat, like, most people can't even eat much of them until they start getting digestive upset. So they're not good for you. If you eat any substantive amount of them, you're going to just start shitting out eggs. And they taste like farts.
Vitamin A, choline, all of that is in these foods. I actually have some frozen liver in the fridge. I forgot about this. Boom. And if you don't want to eat organs, if you don't want to eat liver, this is where something like hardened soil comes in. This supplement has testicle in it.
Oh, it has testicle in it. Okay, that will literally do nothing.
And testicle contains androgens. All of our supplements are...
So he's against taking testosterone, but he sells a supplement that he claims contains testosterone. And the downside with a supplement is it doesn't do anything. So testosterone is not orally bioavailable unless it's methylated. So and methyl testosterone is extraordinarily liver toxic. I think the first formulation of testosterone that was ever made, it was methylated, so it was orally available. And it caused liver damage. That's why they made an injectable form of it. So his fucking supplement will not raise your testosterone. Yet he's selling a supplement that contains testosterone while telling people don't take testosterone. Like, what a fucktard.
Heart and soil, past and
By the way, how much does that shit cost? So this is the whole package. Holy mother of a fuck. This bullshit costs 96 Canadian dollars. One serving size is 6 capsules and 30 servings per container. So this will only last you 30 days and it's $96. So if you are taking this to boost your testosterone, you're a fucking retard. So again, for reference, I was spending about $40 a month on testosterone when I first hopped on. So I was taking 210 milligrams testosterone cypionate per week. That only costs about $40 a month. Less than half of what this fucking supplement costs. And guess what? That brought my serum testosterone concentration to 2,220 nanograms per deciliter. And I gained 20 pounds of muscle. So for half the price of this garbage horseshit supplement, I quadrupled my testosterone. It went from 540, well, it was more than quadrupled. I went from 540 to 2,220 nanograms per deciliter. And I gained 20 pounds of muscle in 2 months. For only about $40 a month. Guess what'll happen if you take this? Best case scenario, absolutely nothing. Worst case, because this is probably filled with fucking garbage, like it has dried testicles in it, you might feel like shit and vomit or have diarrhea. So, yeah, this is what supplements are for. Retards. Dumb motherfuckers buy this shit. So if you're fucking stupid, and if you watch Paul Saladino unironically, you're a fucking retard. So he has a dumb fuck retard audience. The dumb fuck retards who watch his channel will see, "Ooh, it has testicle in it. Testicle have testosterone. If I eat testicle, that means I'll get more testicle. Cause testicle have testosterone, and then I'm gonna have testosterone cause I'm eating testicle. $96? Oh, I have $96 in my bank account. Last time I checked my bank account, I had $196. So I have enough money to buy this supplement." And then you buy this and nothing happens. But if you do what I do, and you're not a fucktard, you buy testosterone, and then you benefit from having testosterone. But yeah, that's why Paul's rich. Because fucktards buy this garbage.
all of our supplements at Heart and Soil, pass NSF and informed sports testing because none of them are contaminated with anything, but this one fails because it actually contains testosterone and androgens in the testicles. Whether or not that's part of the effect of eating testicles on humans is questionable.
Yeah, it's not questionable. It does nothing.
And peptides in the testicle that are helpful for us. But if you look at the reviews here, eating testicle and animal foods both seem to support testosterone production. So I use 6 of these every day.
They don't. They don't.
I can't get fresh testicle. And it gives me an opportunity to get some liver in here also, unless I can get fresh liver. We've got some bone marrow here. We've got some beef broth, some beef stock for collagen. These are the foods that I'm eating. I've got bavette steak, grass-fed, grass-finished, getting enough protein. But the quality of your diet absolutely influences your body's ability to make testosterone. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking about getting 1 gram of protein from animal foods, either milk, this is raw milk, or meat, mostly from meat.
There's literally research showing that cow's milk reduces testosterone because of the estrogens in the milk.
Per pound of body weight. I'm 165 pounds. It means I'm aiming for a
Victim weight. Dude, he's fucking tiny. 165.
165 grams of protein per day from animal foods. The amount of carbohydrates I eat in a day is dependent on how active I am. If I'm more active, more carbohydrates. My macros might not work for you. I probably eat 200 to 300 grams of carbohydrates a day, but I'm pretty active. If you need less, eat less. But I think most people do better with some amount of carbohydrates in their diet. And maybe there's enough bioindividuality here that some people even do better with low carbohydrates. But be honest with yourself, check your electrolytes, check your thyroid function to know how your body's actually doing based on what level of carbohydrates you're doing, either low or high. But I feel better, my thyroid is better, my testosterone levels are better when I get enough carbohydrates. When I was strict carnivore, my testosterone was around 500. Recently, I checked it, my testosterone is 857. But in general, with your labs, you wanna make sure you're testing testosterone.
Why is he saying animal-based diet? Like, literally the majority of his calories aren't even coming from animals anymore.
Free in total, SHBG, full thyroid panel with T3, T4, free T3, free T4, TSH, reverse T3, fasting insulin. You probably want to get blood lipids. You want to get HSCRP. You want to get homocysteine. Again, you have to know what's going on in your body. I have shown my blood work so many times, and this is why I feel very strongly about telling you guys every time I do a video about testosterone that I'm not taking hormones. I don't take steroids. I never have. This is completely natural. And you guys can probably tell, I'm not a steroided out megalodon, right? I'm just a normal human. I have a muscular physique, and I'm proud of that at 48.
You kind of don't. Like, you're just lean. You look kind of like skinny as fuck, dude. Like, I mean, you're 165 pounds and we can see you. You know what I mean? Like,
and I have a robust testosterone at 48. My testicles actually work because of all these things I'm thinking about in my life. But check your labs. Knowing what your blood work has is a key component of all this. And I'll link to my blood work here. I've done previous blood work analyses. I'm going to do a full recent blood work analysis to prove to you guys, look, my LH and FSH are normal. My testosterone actually is 857. I don't take enclomiphene, even though Greg Doucette accused me of that in the past. I also take creatine every day, about 5 grams of creatine. All of this goes to support my health and my overall testosterone production. So let's summarize the diet. Get enough calories, get enough carbohydrates was a big thing for me, get enough saturated fat, and get enough protein. I prefer.
saturated fat does not boost testosterone. He claimed omega-6 and trans fats lower testosterone. Animal products have omega-6 and trans fats. Dairy contains mammalian estrogens, which are known to lower testosterone. He made a video about this a couple years ago too, where he said his low carbohydrate intake was the primary factor that was lowering his testosterone. So it's kind of strange how that's not the kind of center point of the whole video. It's all this other bullshit, and then he promoted his stupid overpriced Heart and Soil supplement, you know, because that's how he gets all the money for his fucking mansion in Costa Rica. And again, of course, there are no research, no randomized trials on any of the supplements he sells. Oh, it contains testicles, and testicles have testosterone, so this will boost your testosterone. Like he is knowingly lying because idiots, like, he knows his audience. He knows the only people watching this shit are just fucking morons. And he's just taking advantage of stupid people. Like, and again, still, this guy is still a fucking bitch. He's bragging about having his test at like 8:50. He can only train like 30 to 45 minutes a day before he says his body like gives up on him and he feels like shit. So like the guy can barely fucking even train.
For protein from animal foods. I prefer carbohydrates from things like squash, fruit like oranges, apples, and honey, glyphosate-free raw honey. I'm definitely eating some organs, some testicles, some liver. I'm getting some creatine, and I'm using animal fats, the tallow, and the butter. And I love raw milk when I can find it. So this is how I eat to optimize my testosterone. I know if you improve the quality of your diet and you construct a diet like something like this, your testosterone is going to go up. Absolutely. So that's what I eat. So we're going to go up to the bedroom.
Right? King Ghidorah.
Magic happens in here. And by magic, I mean sleep. I'm in an Airbnb.
Yeah,
so
Street Fighter movie.
But I'll show you guys how I think about sleep, even when I'm in an Airbnb on the road. The first thing I think about is getting to sleep on time. So I'm trying to get to sleep at the same time every night as much as I can. When I'm in Costa Rica, it's just after 8 o'clock. When I'm in the States, it's probably just after 9 o'clock. And after dark, obviously it's the day right now, after dark, I'm really only using red lights. So these are portable red zero flicker LEDs.
That does not do anything to help sleep.
These are what I use at night. I walk around the house with these. So I'm very protective of my circadian rhythm at night and during the day. The first thing I do in the morning when I get up is I go outside and get sunlight in my eyes. I'm going to show you guys that right now. It's 7:30 in the morning. I sleep in a little bit here when I'm in Austin, but I'm going to show you guys how I do this. I just got up. I've got my band. I'm going to go outside of the Airbnb and find some sunlight to get into my eyes. Come on, see it. There's some sunlight over there. I also do morning grounding at this point. Obviously in Costa Rica, I'm getting in the ocean in the morning as much as possible, which is super grounding. But if I can find some grass with dew on it, that's great too. It's much brighter outside in the
grounding. Yeah. Go like what a genius idea. Walk outside in bare feet in a public park in Costa Rica. Step on a used needle or some glass bottles. Like, genius.
in the morning than it is indoors. Even if you turn on all the lights in your house, it's much brighter out there. You can feel your pupils constrict. You can feel your body sort of reacting.
Yeah, Paul definitely needs to do some incline presses. He kind of just needs to lift weights in general, but yeah, incline presses are kind of the priority there.
To the photons out here. And this is important. This is telling my body, okay, it's morning time. It's time to wait. Think, okay, now I'm setting the clock. Plus light boxes you can use in all of your hormones. Back here in the bedroom, I'm thinking about red light at night, and I'm unplugging all the devices. My phone is not in the room with me. It's not on. It's not emitting any RF, EMF at night.
EMF does not do anything.
I try to get the room as dark and as cold as possible. I think 67 degrees is about the optimal. The other thing I think about, and you guys might say this is too much, is the amount of CO2 in the room. I travel with a CO2 meter, guys. Right now, I've got the window open in here. Really, right now, it just helps me sleep better to not have tons of noises affecting me. So briefly, how I optimize my environment to keep my testosterone high. It starts by avoiding plastic as much as possible. I never drink water in plastic. So check this out.
Yeah, switching from plastic to like glass or steel containers, it's not going to do anything. Like it might prevent testosterone loss in the future because of microplastic exposure. Nobody really knows how microplastics affect testosterone yet.
Even when I'm traveling, I'm going to find water in glass. I'm still trying to figure out what the best type of water in glass is. We did a bunch of testing at ABNRF, Animal-Based Nutrition Research Foundation. That's my nonprofit. So I Instacarted some stuff. I ordered glass, And they brought me some of these plastic bottles, which are a horrible facsimile. So this is gonna water some plants outside. These are wool shorts, and this is important, I have wool underwear. So you guys are getting the OnlyFans right now too, right? I have no affiliate.
I'm pretty sure wool is not ideal, because it is pretty insulative. I think cotton would probably be better for what he wants.
With this brand, but the meat that I eat is in plastic. Yes, the raw milk that I got here in Austin is in plastic because I can't control it. But in Costa Rica, if I can control it, I'm getting it all in glass. And then I'm thinking about EMF in my environment. If you guys are rolling your eyes, I would beg you to reconsider. There's solid evidence now that if you leave your phone on next to your bed while you're sleeping, this can negatively impact sleep quality in humans. And there's evidence that if you put your phone in your pants, that it can affect your sperm, or even with women, could it affect your ovaries? So I really need you guys to know this. I always put my phone on airplane mode when it goes in my pants. If you see me walking around the grocery store doing content, my phone is always on airplane mode. What does that look like? This is gray and the Bluetooth is gray. A lot of times when people have their phone on, it all looks like this, right? It's blue. This phone is now putting out a significantly larger amount of non-native RF EMF. But if your Wi-Fi looks like that and it's white, it's still on. It's just not connected to a network. If you really want to have it on airplane mode fully, they both have to be gray with a line through it. That is fully on airplane mode, and I'll show you what it looks like with the EMF meter right here. Microwatts per meter squared. Your single greatest exposure to RF EMF, radio frequency EMF, is your phone. The Wi-Fi router matters, but your phone is your biggest exposure.
Like, this guy is just an absolute fucktard. EMFs do not lower testosterone.
So why would you want to leave that on? Why mitigate it as much as possible? I think if you're going to optimize your testosterone, you have to do a lot of things all at the same time. And if it feels overwhelming,
no. The only thing you have to do is inject test. It's pretty easy. It takes like 2 minutes in the morning.
Just do one thing at a time. Don't be overwhelmed, but any little thing you can do is a step in the right direction. These are just all of the things I do, and it's hard to know from a broad perspective. So in summary,
yeah, this guy is a complete fuckwit. So there's that. There's Paul, his advice for optimizing testosterone. Some of it made sense, like, you know, eat an adequate amount of calories, get enough nutrition, make sure you eat carbohydrates, make sure you get good sleep, exercise. That shit makes sense. But beyond that, everything was just absolutely fucktarded. And this guy could clearly benefit from TRT. Like, he's stating he can only train for 30 to 45 minutes a day. That's absolutely pathetic. And that's light dog shit, barely really doing anything kind of training. So he could probably benefit from doubling his testosterone into like the 1500 range. He'd feel a lot better, have more energy, be able to do more of the physical activity he likes doing. He'd look better, be stronger, be more fit. But, you know, he has to be a fucking beta male and sell his bullshit fucking stupid supplements that don't work, because he's a fucking idiot. But what do I know? I'm only bigger and stronger and fitter than he is.